Welcome back to Let's Not. Today, by popular demand, we are back in Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Crown Tundra DLC. And I have a really special treat for you guys, the Crown Tundra Shiny Only Challenge. All right, so I know you may be asking yourself, whoa. All right, shiny only challenge. Okay, calm down. That's so. So typically in a shiny only challenge, you use only shiny Pokemon to complete a series of tasks, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing here today. So I have been farming for the past few weeks, ever since I made the last solo Dynamax Adventure video that you guys all like so much, and I have been farming day and night to basically get a team of shiny Pokemon from Dynamax Adventures. So let's jump in. Let's show you guys our team, and we're gonna go over the rules for the challenge, the rules that I'm setting for myself, and the rules that you guys can use, of course, if you want to run this challenge yourself, and how long it took me roughly to get a full team of shiny Pokemon doing only the new Dynamax Adventure lair. All right, so let's jump in. So as a part of this challenge, I am limiting myself to use whatever the game gave me as my first 6 shiny Pokemon, which is going to be a little problematic because in this challenge, we're not just going to be completing the Crown Tundra with this team. We're also going to be throwing a little bit of challenges our way and trying to make it a little bit more difficult. And probably the most difficult thing we're going to do is we're actually going to take this team and force ourselves into ranked battles with other players and win with whatever these Pokemon are. All right, so let's jump into the team. So after roughly, let's see here, 30, 60, 90, 150, 180, 210. Wait, that's not right. Did I count that right? 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. Okay. I knew I was a little bit off. So after 182 plus 6, 188 is what it took me to get a full team of shiny Pokemon. And the way that I'm doing this challenge is that I have to use whatever the game gives me as my very first shiny Pokemon from the lairs. Again, not normally a problem, right? Because the normal mainline Pokemon games aren't too difficult. But what's really going to be a challenge is taking these in to double and single battles, ranked battles, rated battles, and see if we can actually win 5 of each type of battle at least with this team. So that's going to be the true challenge. But anyway, sorry, I digress. Let's jump in and look at what we got. So first and foremost, the first shiny that I got dropped from the Dynamax Adventures is Lurantis. It's a Pokemon that I have personally never played with before. In a competitive sense, it's a Pokemon that pretty much nobody uses, which we're gonna hear that a lot for throughout this video. But it does have Contrary, which is a fantastic ability that allows it to make use of some pretty cool strategies. And other than that, I'm gonna have to mix up all of these moves for competitive, but yeah, that is Lurantis. Also, I will not be nicknaming any members of this team yet. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be letting you guys decide the nicknames for these Pokemon in the comments. So I'll look at the comments after every video and before the next video is posted in the series. What we'll do is we'll see who's got the most creative comment and what Pokemon they want to be nicknamed that, and that's how we'll be nicknaming our team. So please leave a comment with a nickname for any of the Pokemon that you think will be a good nickname. All right, so next we've got Alolan Dugtrio. Yet another Pokemon I've never used in competitive play. Normal Dugtrio, ironically, is very good Pokemon competitively. This version, not so much. Not so much, so much that really nobody uses it. So it's got Sandveil. I probably will switch that ability to Tangling Hair because I think Tangling Hair will be a little bit better for competitive play. And yeah, all of this needs a little bit of work. Like we're gonna have to really switch this thing up. Moves aren't terrible, but yeah, this Pokemon's going to be very difficult to use in a competitive setting. We're probably going to end up doing something like giving it a choice span. Alright, so Alolan Dugtrio. Alcremie. So we got a little fairy type on our team. It is the G-Max form, which I'm pretty sure is no longer banned in competitive, so in rated battles, so that's great, because when the game came out, they almost all the G-Maxes weren't allowed in rated, but now I think they're pretty much all opened up. But yeah, so we got Alcremie here with Aroma Veil, which is great. It just protects us from things like Taunt and double battles. So we've got Decorate. Yeah, again, we're going to have to mix up its moves a little bit as well, but not bad. We've got a couple of the moves that are probably going to stay there in the end. But yeah, that is Alcremie. Golurk, again. So if you're watching along and you know anything about competitive battles, you'll know that none of these Pokemon so far are something that you'd even consider to be a first-rung choice, or even a second-rung choice for something we build on a competitive team. So I'm really excited to see if we can make this into a team that actually functions competitively. Not only that, but as you've seen, now I've got 2 ground types, right? So I'm already like putting myself in a place where I'm using the same types multiple times, which is probably not what you want to be doing unless you have a very, like, a Sandstorm team or, like, a Rain Dance team, which this is not. This is not. This is a team of random things. But Golurk, you know, very strong. It's got Iron Fist, punching moves. So, again, he's probably just going to be a heavy hitter. You're going to try and focus on playing his strengths with moves like Poltegeist and Close Combat. But, yeah, that is Golurk. All right, what else? So Grovyle, which is I'm super excited about because this is super cool, right? Like, who doesn't love getting a starter on this team? Grovyle is actually pretty cool too. So, because Grovyle can make use of his hidden ability, which we may have to use an ability patch to get him there because he has Overgrow right now. But Sceptile's hidden ability, because we will be evolving this Grovyle, is Unburden. Unburden is whenever you lose your item, you get to double your speed. So I'm really curious about how, specifically for double battles, we can make that work. But yeah, we have Grovyle here, and I'm pretty excited. We'll probably build him as a special attacker, Sceptile. And then finally, last but not least, what will end up being the star of our competitive team, Octillery. So, for those of you who don't know, Octillery is probably the best competitive Pokemon on this team, which is going to throw a lot of you for a loop if you guys don't know a lot about competitive Pokemon, only because his hidden ability is Moody, which is super, super difficult in singles to play against. It can easily wipe an entire team. And in doubles, a little easier to play around, but still the best chance I've got because I'm working with this team. But what I'm thinking is we build Octillery out to be a really just build him out as best as we can be to be a Moody attacker. So we're going to go full into the Protect substitute build with Octillery. And we're also going to be using him probably to enable Sceptile. Meaning that when in double battles, I'll probably give him Surf so that he can hit Sceptile. And we'll give something like an Absorb Bolt to Sceptile so he can raise his special attack and speed all at once. Probably will never play out exactly the way I want it to, but again, I don't have a lot to work with here. So anyway, this is the team, guys. This is the team. So again, we've got ourselves here Lurantis, Dugtrio, Alcremie, Golurk, Grovyle, which will be a Sceptile, and Octillery. Again, obviously not the team I would have picked. If I wasn't limiting myself, I'd probably continue farming to have better types, energy, and stuff like that. But this is what I've got to work with. So this is what I've got to work with. Now let's go over some of the rules of the challenge. Officially go over some of the rules of the challenge. First, like I said, you can only use the first 6 shinies that you get. So you can't keep farming for legendaries. You can't keep farming for the perfect teams, right? The idea is to make this a little bit more difficult on yourself. For those curious, the shiny rate, if you have the shiny charm for shiny Lairs, is about 1 in 100. So again, not a terrible rate since you get 4 of them every time. It's kind of evens out to be about 1 in 25. So again, you can get 6 shinies for this expansion much quicker than in the mainline games, right? Whereas this only took me a few weeks to do. If and I was playing kind of off and on, kind of casually. If I was doing this challenge on any other game, this would take me months to get a team of 6 together. So this is great, and these are cool because it's Pokemon that we never really play with, right? Like who uses any of these really? I mean, other than Sceptile, of course, right? Sceptile's a real popular one, but for the most part, these are all Pokemon that are kind of thrown under the rug or forgotten by the mainline series. So I'm really excited to kind of give these Pokemon the forefront attention they deserve in this series. But yeah, who's your guys' favorite? So out of this team, what are you guys thinking? And can I make this into a competitive winning team is the real challenge. Okay, so yeah, only the first 6 that you get. That's going to be our kind of first starting rule here. Next is really kind of the goals of the challenge. We have to clear all of Crown Tundra, and nobody's allowed to die. So if one of my Pokemon dies, it is out of the challenge, meaning that I have to continue with whatever the other Pokemon that are still alive with. If I lose all of the Pokemon, I have officially failed my challenge, and that's it. That's the challenge, and I guess that'll be the last video in the series. Well, not the last video, because we also have the component of the challenge, which is the ranked battles. So we're going to do 5 single rated battles and 5 double rated battles. Well, we have to win 5 single and 5 double rated battles, meaning that we may play very much more than 5, I'm going to guess, with this particular team, because we're going to be going up against things like Latios and Dragapult and all these other super strong Pokemon and these super well thought out teams. So it's going to be a struggle. As part of that, because we are going into rated battles, unfortunately does mean that no major legendaries are allowed in this challenge, right? So I can't use, for example, a shiny Zekrom, right? Like I was hunting for in my other video, just because the game won't let it into a rated battle. So if you do get a shiny legendary, please catch it, put it to the side because it can't be used in this challenge, and pretend like it just didn't happen, is the best way I can say it. Okay. Another rule is, for the sake of the story part of this, with the Crown Tundra, we're not allowed to be using rare candies or EXP candies, right? The reason for that is that we don't want to oversimplify it, right? We've already got a bunch of level 65 Pokemon. Those should be enough to get us through the challenge, right? We don't need to make them all level 100. That will make the challenge too easy and defeat the whole point of it being a challenge, right? So, yeah. All right. So that's it. Those are our rules and constraints. So without further ado, the very first thing we want to do is EV train our Pokemon. Only because we know that we're going to be taking these Pokemon into PvP after this, into Pokemon battles against other trainers. If we don't EV train them, the story component of the game will mess up their EVs, right? Because when you just kill random Pokemon in the wild or things like that, you gain EVs as you play. So, and removing EVs is really a pain in the butt. You need to use a ton of berries to remove EVs once those EVs are already there. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by EV training our Pokemon and trying to get them to a good competitive place, right? So with that, what we can do is we can EV train in a few ways. We have the EV jobs available to us. We have the EV items, and we also have the medicines, right? So we have the vitamins, I think they're called, HP up, Carbos, Iron, all of those to EV train. Also, for those who don't know, who haven't played Pokemon in a while, the EV training items, for the very first time, will actually take your Pokemon all the way up to max. So in the previous games, you can only get up to 100 using the vitamins. Now you can get all the way up to 252, which is the max effort values. Also, should be noted that none of these Pokemon will have max IVs. The way that Dynamax Adventures work is that all of them will have 4 best IVs, right? So we may have to use some bottle caps to hyper train up the IVs, especially like Alcremie here having no good special defense. Yeah, so we're going to have to use a bottle cap on that. But that's okay. That's something we can look into a little bit later. All right, so EV training. What's the best way to do it? How would you recommend doing it? So what I would recommend is giving everybody Pokerus. So if you're training in jobs, or if you're training with the items that help you increase and actually going out and killing the Pokemon over and over again, I do recommend that you give everybody Pokerus first. So let's get to EV training. And don't worry, guys, I will be fast forwarding this process aggressively so that you guys don't have to sit through the whole EV training process, because I will be doing it manually. Yes, manually. All right, so montage commence. Alright guys, so just as a heads up, I'm breaking out of the montage here for a second. I'm moving to an area with lower level Pokemon just because I really don't want to level up my Pokemon. I don't want everybody to end up being like a really high level or anything like that. So I'm jumping to an area with Pokemon where I can kill them and not risk leveling up my Pokemon while trying to move over Pokerus. Alright, back to the montage. Okay, guys, back from the montage for a couple seconds here. We now have everybody in the team with Pokerus. Again, what that means is that if we do EV training jobs in the PC, or if we do EV training with the items, which is, again, what we're going to be doing right now, it will make it so that everything here can effectively now be EV trained at double the effectiveness with any wild IV training. So with like holding the Macho Brace, items like that, that'll give us extra progress faster, as well as the computer jobs, which we won't be using. So now we are set to start EV training. Basically, the way that EV training works is certain Pokemon, when you defeat them, will give you a certain number of EVs. With the power items and the Macho Brace, you can increase that number of EVs. So for example, if I go kill a wild Scovit, I will get 1 EV for HP. Now, if I have a Macho Brace, I will get 2 for HP. And if I hold a power item, I can get like anywhere up to 8. So Rookidee, for example, that we see one in the wild there, will grant 1 for speed. And you just basically have to find the thing that you want to kill to grant the EV. If you accidentally run into something else, you just run away. All right, here goes. All right, so jumping back in, the rest of these guys will be a lot easier to EV train. Octillery, I want a very specific spread on, but for the most part, for the rest of the guys here, we're going to be doing a more basic spread. So for example, we're going to be going full into attack and speed for something like Dugtrio, full into something like HP and attack for Lurantis. So we should be able to get through the rest of these guys very quickly. So let's give them the items they need and EV train them super fast. With a combination of the power items and the Pokerus, we'll be getting 16 EVs per everything we take out. Alright, cutting from the montage for a second, I'm dumb, and I forgot that in Sword and Shield, not only do you share XP, but you also share EVs across Pokemon when EV training. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to find a way to wipe up a bunch of IVs, or EVs, which is real unfortunate. So let's wipe up what I can with berries, and then I think we're going to have to do some berry collecting, unfortunately, to wipe up the rest of the other guys. So, alright, back to the montage, back to training. That really sucks. I'm going to have to fix that later. Alright guys, we're back. It took us about 2 hours, and we had a few mishaps with not understanding the way that, actually this is new knowledge to me, but when you're EV training one Pokemon, if you have EXP share enabled, other Pokemon in your party will actually be getting those EVs as well, which is super unfortunate because it made our EVs a little wonky, like not too wonky to where they're not going to be good and competitive, and it's not something that we can't fix by going and farming more berries later, but after 2 hours, again, it's not going to be 2 hours for you, but it was 2 hours for me. We are finally at a point now where our Pokemon are EV trained. So let's take a look. This is just going to be the prep episode for the real game, I guess. Yeah, so here's Sceptile, full speed, not full special attack. He's got some HP in there, but again, not the end of the world. Maybe he'll survive a hit. Maybe something he'll hit will survive, but here's Alcremie. Alcremie's got a pretty good spread. We got special defense maxed out. a decent amount of special attack, HP, and speed. A little bit of speed. Golurk's pretty purely into HP and attack. We've got Octillery set up exactly how we want him with a tiny bit of speed for that Moody boost so we can outspeed a couple key threats. Special attack and HP up as well. Lurantis, pretty purely into HP and attack like we want. And then Dugtrio almost entirely into HP and speed. Okay, so that's the team. That is the setup for the EVs. So what we can do now is we can take a look to see if anybody really needs to be bottle capped. So we're down here at the battle tower to try and raise anybody that would have to be bottle capped. So let's take a look. So we're going to go to our box here, and we're going to see whose EVs are really just direly in need of being fixed. Or IVs, sorry. Whose IVs? So fantastic speed, defense very good. Like, Grovile's probably fine. Alcremie, we really need to fix that. No good special defense. Yeah, can't happen. Same thing here. Golurk, both of his need to be fixed. No good and decent. So let's actually head over now to the counter and try and fix these. Hopefully we've got some gold battle caps still left over. But let's do some hyper training. If it's not level 100, it's not hype enough to... Ooh, I forgot about that. That's an issue. Well, I guess we're not going to be hyper training, guys. That is a real shame. So maybe what we'll do is after we go through the entire PvE campaign, maybe at that point we'll get him level 100 just for the competitive aspect. But like I said earlier in the video, I don't want to hyper train, or I don't want to get everybody to level 100 yet, because that'll make the PvE side of the challenge, which I get isn't much, basically non-existent, right? So we won't be hyper training yet, but we can look a little bit into movesets, right? So a lot of Pokemon here will basically have to kind of undergo a pretty crazy moveset change. So let's do this. Let's go to a Pokemon Center, and let's talk to the move rememberer and see what we can do to fix everybody's moves. Alright, so I'm going to have to do some IV or some off video. We'll have to try and maybe find the rest of the moves we need. But Ice Punch, I'm pretty sure that was one you could just buy, right? But let's see where we're at right now. So Grovyle, we have a situation now. Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, Big Break. Not great, so we still need to fix him. We need to find the last move for Alcremie. Oh, Close Combat. We can give Close Combat real quick to Golurk. Let's give Golurk Close Combat. There it is. Okay, so Close Combat instead of Focus Punch seems good to me. Close Combat is also a punching type move, by the way, for those of you who are curious. And I kind of want a rock type move too on Golurk, but we'll wait on that one. Okay. So our team's kind of set up. Now, we have another problem that we have to deal with, right? And that's the fact that we don't really have the right natures on everything, except for Grovyle, actually rolled with the perfect nature, which is Timid. But we also have an issue with abilities. So let's fix the abilities. Luckily, I did have a few people trade me a couple ability patches, as well as being able to buy one myself. So I've got plenty of ability patches to work with to get things into secret abilities. Because Moody, we're going to need to change both Octillery and Sceptile to their secret ability. And we're going to need to use a normal capsule on Dugtrio to give it Tangling Hair. So let's do that real quick. And let's get these abilities fixed up. So let's sort by name. Alright, so an ability capsule will work on Dugtrio. Alright, now Dugtrio has Tangling Hair, which is a decent ability that only he hits. But basically, if you make contact, it reduces speed. And then again, luckily I had a bunch of nice people trade me a bunch of ability patches. So thank you to everybody who traded me one of those. And what we're going to do here is we're going to use an ability patch on Octillery, which will give it Moody. And we're going to use an ability patch on Grovyle, which will give it Unburden. Perfect. Okay, so now our abilities are set. Let's see if we have any mints. Because we do want to fix our natures too. But do we have any mints that we actually need? Jolly Mint will work for Dugtrio. So yeah, let's use the Jolly Mint, and we might have to farm for the rest of the mints we need. But for now, we can definitely use the Jolly Mint on Dugtrio, because that will make it speed up and special attack down, which is fine. It's either Jolly or Adamant that you want to run. But we're gonna need some more mints, so I'll go out and I'll trade for some of those mints off stream, as well as or sorry, not off stream, off vid. And then what we'll do is we'll make sure we get the rest of the team ready with the items. But I'll do that so you guys don't have to watch me going out and asking people and trading and doing BP and stuff like that. But we will get the rest of these moves and abilities farmed up. And yeah, I think we're really close. Like this team, like now that we're EV trained, I think we're just about ready to actually start playing the game. Oh man, this will save us some time in the long run. All right. But I don't want to leave you guys completely out of the loop. So what we will do is we will jump in and play a little bit of Crown Tundra with our new team and test them out in action. We also may as well heal them in the Pokemon Center. It's going to remove their Pokerust, but that's fine. We're already done EV training them, so we're good to go. They look so cool. I love the way that most of these shinies, like Octillery looks a little goofy, but the rest of these shinies look pretty cool. I think Octillery is, I think out of all these shinies, the only one that gets worse in the way that it looks is probably Octillery. Like, looks really cool, looks really cool, looks really cool, and not great. Looks really cool and looks really cool. So we got some cool looking shinies for sure. Not just a lot of normal palette swaps. Ooh, and you know what we'll do? I think we have to end this video with evolving our Grovyle. What do you guys think? That should be the way we end it. So let's jump back over and officially start the Crown Tundra. So yeah, guys, I literally have not started the Crown Tundra other than getting to the Dynamax Adventures, which is at the very beginning. I've waited all this time to start this for you guys. So we're going to go over to the Dynamax. We're going to fly there, and we're going to evolve Sceptile. We're going to start the Crown Tundra story after we evolve into Sceptile. But man, these guys look awesome. Like, look at this Grovyle. I love that they follow you around. I like the way he runs. He has the little, like, he like puts his hands behind his back. He's got the Naruto run going on there. I love it. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to fight a lot of these ice types. He's still got Brick Break. Let's fight a Dino. Let's evolve. Let's finally officially evolve our Grovyle. Yeah. I like that because he's following you, you don't send him out. It's just a little tiny touch, but it's a great little touch. It makes it more like the movies or whatever. All right, so let's hit it with a Brick Break, and hope it doesn't kill us, because if it dies here, that still counts. Mind you, guys, that still will count against me. Double Edge. That just did so much damage. I don't know if we can keep Grovyle out. I don't want to lose a Pokemon this early. All right, we're switching. We're switching. We're officially switching over into Golurk. Adino has officially scared me into switching. I don't want to lose my Grovyle already. The first battle into the challenge. What a shame that would be. Yeah, Last Resort's not going to do anything for it. All right. See, Grovyle's still a little weak, right? Because it doesn't have the stats from evolving into Sceptile yet. All those stat buffs that come along with it. And I'm not running an EVO light on it right now or anything like that. So, yeah, Grovyle's not up to par for what it should be for strength-wise yet. All right. We did it. You guys ready? Let's get a shiny Sceptile. Let's do it. Here goes. All right. Grovyle's evolving. You guys excited? I'm pumped. This is the only evolution we're going to get to see in this whole series. Dang, look at how pretty Sceptile is. Wow. Honestly, I've never played with a shiny Sceptile and really even seen one before, but this thing is beautiful. I love the blues and reds. That's awesome. Wants to learn Dual Chop? Nah, that's a physical move. We're not doing physical moves on you. That is amazing. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's just majestic. It also has the Naruto run, but refined. That's awesome. How can you not love Sceptile, guys? All right, let's see if we can learn Dragon Pulse now, or if I was just crazy this whole time. It can. Perfect. Sceptile, you are learning Dragon Pulse. That should give us a good coverage move. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, tell you what, I know that this training montage maybe wasn't the craziest video as far as the most fun video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the grind, enjoyed learning about the challenge, and if you did, you know, leave a like, let me know, and pick who's going to get nicknamed. Leave a comment for who you guys think should be nicknamed, and yeah, with the next video, we will officially jump into the Crown Tundra. Preparation will all be done. I'll finish up those last little bits, and we will officially jump into the Crown Tundra PvE part of the challenge before heading into the PvP after the main story of Crown Tundra. Again, guys, this was Let's Not. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. If you want to see more Pokemon videos, you let me know. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by.